of the show, we want to thank PGTV and the Polk County Communications Division for providing the live stream for us. Follow all COVID safety protocols here while you are at the show, please. Sit only in the open spaces between the signs that say these seats are closed, and do not sit where the yellow X's are. Avoid sitting too close to people who are not in your same household, and please keep your face covering on properly at all times while you're inside the arena. In the event of an emergency, the announcer will direct you to evacuate the area. Please take a moment now to locate the exit closest to you. If you need to leave the stands, please do so safely by using the yellow steps and handrails. For Class 24 entering the ring, we have Donna Carroll from Lake Gibson Middle FFA, Hannah Jones from Fort Meade Middle Senior FFA, Shelby Reed from Still Squealin' 4-H, Brendan Tercios from George Jenkins Senior FFA, Madison Carlton from George Jenkins Senior FFA, Eric Cleveland from Bartow Middle FFA, Kirsten Hart from Bartow Senior FFA, Aiden Nicholson from Bartow Middle FFA, Jackson Oaks from Country Ridge 4-H. Your judge is in the blue polo in the center of the ring.
Welcome back, everyone, to the fifth round here. Really good set once again, and I'm going to keep 4 of these youngsters over here, and we're going to send 4 or 5 of these on back to the barn. I think the showmen that we got left out here sure do a great job, and they've got these hogs with plenty of shape and dimension up high. We're just getting a little bit shorter step and then ideal here in the show ring setting, but from a market standpoint, I think they're doing an exceptionally good job. If you would, let's congratulate all these guys as they head on back to the barn for a job well done. Really good class here, and one that sorts pretty logically. The young man 379 has our class winner, and a gilt here that's ultra bold and robust up high. I think this one reads really stout-headed with a fresh top. good forerib, and she's got a really nice functional hind leg. For as big boned and stout-footed as she is, I'd like to maybe just square her up as she comes right at me ever so slightly, but that's a high-end gilt. Young man does a good job nitpicking, an awfully good one. Young lady's Duroc's going to be in second, and I'm a big fan of the purebreds playing with the crossbreds, and that one can. I think this one's he's better in his chest forward and better at the ground than our class winner. This one's got a little bit of hitch in his giddy up out of his front end, but that's a fresh big back, a stout hip, and a very good hind leg on the Duroc bear that's got plenty of foot and bone. Congratulations, I like that bear a good deal. Needs to just move just a nickel different out of that front end. Young lady here has one that is probably as big and beefy a top as we've seen in a while. That's an awfully stout hip, and the hind leg does hit true and square. It's when she comes right at me is where she goes third. For as big, bold, and bulky as she is up high, she wants to close up at her chest and narrow up at the ground. That's an awfully good gilt. Congratulations to her, and just kind of falls into a heater type of a class. Just like to see her up on her toes coming right at me a little bit. 166, that's a high cut ability type of a gilt there. Congratulations. Let's give all those showmen a big hand, if you will.
Your Class 24 winner is Brendan Tercios from George Jenkins Senior FFA. In the arena for Class 25, we have Olivia Adams from Lake Gibson Middle FFA, Kendall Akins from Country Ridge 4-H, Jaden Knox from Winter Haven Senior FFA, Caleb Lopez from Haines City Senior FFA, Kaysen Peterson from Clovers on the Ridge 4-H, Lillian Shepard from Lucky A's 4-H, and Anna Utz from George Jenkins Senior FFA.
Another really nice class, and I got 3 or 4 we're going to keep back, and we're going to send 3 or 4 on back to the barn. But congratulations to these showmen, done an excellent job. The white hog here that's very practical in his center body needs a little bit more shape. I'd like to see just a shot more shape on the top side of that black hog skeleton. I think this calico hog's got a whole lot of foot and bone. He just gets a little bit crusty there on the top side of his blade. Congratulations. Let's give those exhibitors a big hand as they head back. Another good set out here that sorts pretty logically. The young lady 230 is going to win the class. And a bear here that's just extremely square in his chest floor and square at the ground, good in his toe set, and I think's got tons of shape and dimension up high and utilizes his hind leg as correct as any of them. A young lady here with the white dotted hog is one that's very practical. This one has the advantage in his forerib and flank and foot and bone. Is when you get on top of this gilt, she doesn't have the shape and dimension out of her blade as her class winner. That one doesn't want to track quite as true and square, but big-footed, heavy bone does a nice job with that particular hog. Young lady on the far side has one that just looks like he didn't eat or drink while he's been here, but that's a sound, good-footed one that's got tons of foot and bone. He needs to just have a shot of water and let that flank belly down in him a little bit. Congratulations, a really good set. Let's give all three of those youngsters a big hand, please.
Your Class 25 winner is Jaden Knox from Winter Haven Senior FFA. Entering the ring for Class 26, we have Joseph Brown from Farm Fresh 4-H, Luke Coleman from Be a Champ 4-H, Kelsey Collins from Frostproof Middle Senior FFA, Hagen Connor from Bartow Middle FFA, Wade Gebhart from Rowdy Ropers 4-H, Andrew Grant from Haines City Senior FFA, Brooke Henderson from Lake Gibson Middle FFA, Hannah Ogburn from Frostproof Middle Senior FFA, Lindsay True from Frostproof Middle Senior FFA. Just as a reminder, please use social distancing while sitting in the stands, as well as having your mask on properly at all times, covering your mouth and your nose. Thank you.
A good set once again. We got a few pinned over to the side, and a few we're going to send on back to the barn. These kids are doing a great job showing out here. The ones we're sending back are hogs that I just think need to be a nickel better structured. You can tell we're getting some heavier weights, and so they're just a little bit ouchy off of either end, and just needing to be a really functional, athletic type of an animal is what we're after. But the kids are doing an excellent job. Raised a very good set of pigs out here. If you would, congratulate these guys, please, as they head on back to the barn. Nice set of hogs out here. Young lady 375 is going to win the class. The bear that is definitely the stoutest in his feature and has tons of foot and bone. I think this one's just a good combination type of a bear. Does he have a whole lot of wow factor to him? Probably not, but I do appreciate this one's practicality, soundness, and functionality that he does have to offer. Young man 150 is going to be in second, and another one that's very bold and robust in his center body. I think one that reads ultra stout-headed, a hog that just needs to come at you just a nickel square to get around her class winner, but a very good kind of a bear, a gilt right there. The hog that's getting ready to leave the ring is one that's very youthful and presented well up front. This one just doesn't have enough substance of foot and bone at the ground to run with the two directly ahead of her. Congratulations. Let's give all three of those youngsters a great big hand, if you will.
Your Class 26 winner was Miss Lindsay True from Frostproof Middle Senior FFA. Entering the ring for Class 27, Nick Anderson from Fort Meade Middle Senior FFA, Nathan Deshane from Frostproof Middle Senior FFA, Kayla Groover from Bartow Senior FFA, Wyatt Keene from Orange Blossoms 4-H, Carson Russell from Bartow Senior FFA, Braden Salivo from Fort Meade Middle Senior FFA, Emma Self from Bartow Senior FFA, and Cassie Waters from Bartow Senior FFA. Please maintain social distancing and have your masks on properly.
Again, a really good group out here. I got 4 of these youngsters. We're going to re-rack and reshuffle, and we're going to send 4 of these on back to the barn. Again, we're getting to the heavier weights, and takes all the guesswork out of their structure right now. They're either going to be getting around good, or they're going to have a little bit of hitch in their giddy up. But a good set of hogs out here. Let's put our hands together for the 4 showmen that's getting ready to head back to the barn, please. really good pair here at the top end, and a couple that's on opposite ends of the spectrum. And so you got to decide where your priorities are and where you're going to land. And I think it's a close decision, and it comes down between the young man to my right and the young lady there on the far side. I think both of these hogs offer a whole lot of good, but when you talk about squareness at chest, squareness at the ground, and squareness going away, the advantage is the young man in front of me, 325. Gilt here is one that's monster topped and has plenty of extension up front. You know, is she as gigantic legged at the ground as our second place one? No, but she's got more than enough. Now the outlier here in second, and profile wise and picture, that's the one that you tee off on and you don't beat that one from the side. Studying him coming at you, studying him goes away for the mass power dimension that he has up high. He just funnels to the ground. And that's getting nitpicky on a high end bear that's probably been ran heavy over the last few months. Needs to be brought up on his toes. He's just maybe a shot road weary, but I like that hog a good deal. Just gets beat by one that's just simply square coming and square going away. Duroc's going to be in third, and one that I like, this one's levelness of design and length and extension up front. She needs more heart, she needs more flank to get any higher today, but I think that one's got some good things working for her. 397 is a very practically made one, just simply needs more shape and dimension up high. Congratulations, very good pair at the top end. Let's give them a big round of applause.
Class 27 winner is Braden Salivo from Fort Meade Middle Senior FFA. Now entering the ring for Class 28, we have Brooke Allard from Bartow Senior FFA, Lily Kelly from Bartow Middle FFA, Taylor Kikta from Bartow Middle FFA, Jacob Melton from McLaughlin Middle FFA, Alyssa Ritzko from Mulberry Senior FFA, Kylie Sism from Lake Gibson Middle FFA, Lila Armstrong from Fort Meade Community 4-H, Isaiah Farmer from New Horizons 4-H, Justin Haranda from Country Ridge 4-H, Max Keene from Bach Academy FFA, and Mackenzie Pitts from Dreamcatchers 4-H.
good set once again. I got 4 of them. We're going to re-rack and reshuffle, and we're going to send a handful of these guys on back to the barn. You know, a good set of heavyweight hogs that's obviously made it to the finishing endpoint. These showmen have done a great job taking care of them and feeding them right and having the amount of muscle and shape. The structure and genetics definitely play a big part in it right now, and trying to keep the feet and legs heading in a positive direction. If you would, let's congratulate all these guys as they head on back to the barn, please. Easy class winner here, and another one that we had a few classes back that just paints the silhouette, what we're after, what we're looking for. Young man in the corner has the class winner with one that's just extra good in her forerib and flank and shape and dimension up high. Still has everything going in the right direction, picks him up, puts him down. Good toed, very good kind of hog here to win this particular class. One here that I think has a lot of positives working for him, and definitely not a spiffed up show bearer, in his tuxedo. This one's in his working clothes, but he's big-footed, he's heavy-boned, he's practical in his center body, and he's sound and functional. Young lady number 7 is going to be in second. The other young lady, 295, has one that's wanting to been on the fence a little bit here today, but this is a tall-shouldered one that's got some extension up front. This one just simply needs to be opened up in his forerib and belly him down in his flank ever so slightly. And then the Duroc that's getting ready to leave is another one that's got a whole lot of good things working for him. Congratulations. Let's give those 4 kids a big round of applause.
Your Class 28 winner will be Max Keene from Bach Academy FFA. Coming in for your division drive for Division 5, we have Brendan Tercios from George Jenkins Senior FFA, Jaden Knox from Winter Haven Senior FFA, Lindsay True from Frostproof Middle Senior FFA. Braden Salivo from Fort Meade Middle Senior FFA. And Max Keene from Bach Academy FFA.
If you would, please congratulate all 5 of these youngsters that we have out here, please. I've not done it yet today, and I meant to earlier, but if you would, all the ring help that in the back of the barn, making all these hogs come up here, all the ring help in here to help this show moving good. Let's give all these guys a great big hand for a job well done here so far today. Get them out here, and much like the division right before, there's a gilt that I think is big time good. She has the silhouette, the painting, what we're after, and not taking a thing away. There's some good parts and pieces out here, and the showman's got these things nailed in, dialed in, and right where you want them to be. But there's another one that just brings it to the next level. I think she's awfully good. That young man here to my left is champion.
Now we will have Brooke Allard from Bartow Senior FFA join us in the ring.
For reserve champion, there was a pair in that class that I thought was awfully good, and when it comes to just feet and legs and toes being right and dead square coming and going, it is hard to make them this square at the ground, square up high, and I think she's just an awfully good kind of a female that's always in style, and you bring hogs like this, you're always going to get along well. Young man 325's reserve.
Your Division 5 Grand Champion is Max Keene, and your reserve is Braden Salivo. This concludes Division 5, so please exit the arena either using the west exit, which is straight down from me, or this exit over here by the concession stand. Those are the only 2 exits. Please use those 2 exits only. Please take your trash and your personal belongings with you, and move as quickly and safely as possible so we can clean the arena for the next division. Welcome to the Division 6 show. We're going to start with Class 29. We want to thank PGTV and the Polk County Communications Division for providing the live stream today. Please follow all COVID safety protocols while you are in the arena. That means sit only in the open spaces between the signs that say these seats are closed, and do not sit where a yellow X is. Seating is scattered throughout the arena, so please feel free to spread out. In the event of an emergency, we will direct you to evacuate the arena. Please take a moment now to locate the closest exit to you. If you need to leave the stands, do so quickly but safely, so that we can all be safe and use those yellow steps and handrails. Class 29 entering the ring. We have Easton Bagwell, Kira Hoyler from Lake Gibson Senior FFA, Karina Lopez from George Jenkins Senior FFA, Abigail Palmer from Bartow Senior FFA, Taylor King from Bartow Senior FFA, Lainey Van Diver from Lake Gibson Middle FFA, Molly Walker from New Horizons 4-H, Eric Chavez from Frostproof Middle Senior FFA, Melanie Dimbath from Bartow Senior FFA, and Kirsten McCrae from Lucky A's 4-H.
Again, another really nice class to fire up with after our disinfectant break. I think I got 4 of them pinned over to the side. We're going to send 4 or 5 of these on back to the barn. These showmen do a nice job, and we're here to the heavyweight division, and it takes the guesswork out of them in terms of their structure and where they're at. They are what they are at this point, and I think the ones we're sending back, a couple of these need a little bit more horsepower in the center part of their body. I'd like to maybe redesign some structure on a few of them. If you would, let's congratulate all these kids as they head on back to the barn, please. Good set to sort through. Young lady 396 has our class winner. I think a gilt here that just combines a lot of functionality. She's sound and able to get out here and motor. One that reads with plenty of shape and dimension out of the back of her blade and sits them down as square and true as any in this particular class. Young man 71 is going to be in second today, and I like this hog a good deal. One that reads again with plenty of shape and horsepower up high with a very stout hip, and I think she, she's plenty far out there from behind, but she is hitting the ground square. Congratulations to him. That's an awfully good gilt that the young man's driving. Young man in the FFA jacket far side is going to end up in third, and a very practical kind of a gilt. Reads as stout skulled as any of them with as much forearm punch and a big leg as any in this particular class. She's just a little bit round and short out of her hip. I'd like to see her just designed a nickel differently there if we could. The hog here directly in front of me ends up in fourth, and I think this one's probably got as much feature and forearm as any in the class. Just kind of a down-headed bear that wants to roll in his top and duck his hip just a little bit, and maybe just not wanting to get a real great drive out of him today. Young lady in the green shirt has one that I like. This one's balanced, design, and look from the side, coming and going where he ends up in fifth. Just needs a shot more horsepower. If you would, congratulate all these youngsters as they head onto the barn.
Your Class 29 winner is Molly Walker from New Horizons 4-H. Entering the ring for Class 30, Aaliyah Albert from Fort Meade Middle Senior FFA, Macy Ashmead from George Jenkins Senior FFA, Madison Carter from Dundee Ridge Academy FFA, Caden Clayton from Dundee Ridge Academy FFA, Jasmine Davidson from Bartow Middle FFA, Tabitha Hastings from Crystal Lake Middle FFA, Weston Watson from Lucky A's 4-H, Addison Kinney from Lucky A's 4-H, and Kaylee Mullins from Bartow Senior FFA.
Once again, another nice group of heavyweight hogs, and the hogs we're sending back obviously have performed and ate and done everything they're supposed to. The kids have done a great job with them. I got 4 shuffled over here that we're going to re-rack, and then we're going to send a group of these on back to the barn. If you would, let's congratulate these youngsters as they head on back for a job well done. A nice class of heavyweights in here, and the hog that's going to win this class is young lady number 60 in a gilt that's probably more in her working clothes than in the show setting, but you study this one and her fundamentals are there. She's square in her toe set. She's good in her neck carriage. She's got shape out of the back of her blade and has a really functional hind leg. I'll be the first to admit the skin and hair and it needs to be slicked up a little bit, but that's the best pig in this particular drive. Young lady there, the belted hog, is going to be in second, and that one I like a good deal in terms of skin and hair and look and extension up front. A hog that's just wanting to cave at the ground. I'd like to square that one coming and going just a little bit, stouting that one up in its feature ever so slightly if we could. Young lady number 11 is going to be in third, and I think this hog's got tons of shape and expression and dimension up high. A big-footed, heavy-boned one, just wants to get a little bit heavier in his jawline and maybe sucked up in his flank. I'd like to just drop that in him ever so slightly and track a nickel wider, but his extras are awfully good, and that's a big, stout hind leg sitting on him. This young lady's with the Black Hog, does a wonderful job, and I love this one's forerib and flank and shape up high. Just simply needs to be square from behind. If you would, let's congratulate all those guys as they head on back.
Your Class 30 winner is Madison Carter from Dundee Ridge Academy FFA. Now entering the ring for Class 31, Emma Castleberry from Bartow Senior FFA, Grace Fryer from George Jenkins Senior FFA, Rylan Green from Haines City Senior FFA, Holly Halter from George Jenkins Senior FFA, Reagan Hansel from Rowdy Ropers 4-H Club, Emily Huggins from Haines City Senior FFA, Toby Price from Bartow Senior FFA, Jackson Slaughter from Country Ridge 4-H, Kason Thompson from Kathleen Cattle Crew 4-H, Mason Toole from Rowdy Ropers 4-H, and Josiah Waldman from Bullseye 4-H.
Once again, another really good class of heavyweights that guys need to be very proud of the projects that they have out here. And I think all these hogs are ones that you got to like the shape and dimension they have up high. They're wanting to maybe get a little bit flatter footed on a few of them, and the hock just doesn't sit in there quite as appropriately. If you would, congratulate all these guys on a job well done as they head back. kind of have a man-child out here for the class winner. The young man here to my left is going to win this particular class. That is a monster, big-legged, functional hind leg. That's big back, great fresh center body, and awfully stout skull. That's a player out here and an awfully good bear here to win this particular class. And not taking anything away from the young ladies guild. That's an awfully good kind of a hog. That's tall-shouldered and good-looking, big foot and heavy bone. That hawk just simply doesn't set in there quite as correctly as her class winner, but a good kind of a gilt here that I'd be very proud to have. The Calico Pig goes in 3, and the one that's big-backed and really stout-hipped, a hog that maybe just has him too far on the outside of herself, and when she comes at me, as bold and robust as she is up high, she wants to close in, and the white hog, I think from a practicality standpoint, you sure have to appreciate the soundness, design, durability that she has to offer. An extremely good class, very good one at the top end. Congratulate all these kids as they head back.
Your Class 31 winner is Toby Price from Bartow Senior FFA. Now entering the ring for Class 32, we have Nathan Jenkins from Frostproof Middle Senior FFA, Caitlin McCumber from Still Squealin' 4-H, Connor Powell from Dundee Ridge Academy FFA, Savannah Beward from Bartow Senior FFA, Brooke Hunter from Fort Meade Middle Senior FFA, Gracie Johnson from Fort Meade Middle Senior FFA, Riley Kyle from Country Ridge 4-H, and Aiden Ricks from Fort Meade Community.
Again, another nice set of heavyweights in this particular class. I got 3 that we're going to send back, or we're going to keep and re-rack and reshuffle. And the ones that we got out here, I think, are ones that you got to appreciate their growth pattern, the stoutness and squareness that they have to offer up high. You know, maybe wanting to close up. That the older they get and the heavier they get underneath, running into some feet and leg issues we'd like to fix. But the kids done an excellent job with their projects. Let's give them a great big hand for a job well done, please. Good set of heavyweights out here, and Vera to win this class. It just has some positives working for him. 191 is the hog out here that's got a functional hind leg, has good center body, and some extension up front. Congratulations to her. Second place is the young man here to my left, and a hog that's really stout skulled and big backed and really stout hipped. Just wanting to throw those rear legs around from behind. He's still taking a very good step, just simply has him too far on the outside of his skeleton. The young lady there with the white gilt is one that you appreciate the practicality that she has to offer. That one's length and extension through her head and neck. Just one that maybe needs to be dressed up just a nickel more here in the show ring setting. Congratulations. Let's give all those kids a big hand, if you will.
Your class winner is Brooke Hunter from Fort Meade Middle Senior FFA. Entering the ring for Class 33, we have Michaela Bowen from Farm Fresh 4-H, Michael Bibby from Hog Wild 4-H, Brooklyn Kling from Bartow Middle FFA, Brooklyn Headley from Dundee Ridge Academy FFA, Tyler Keekta from Bartow Senior FFA, and Charlie Kyle from Ridge Community High FFA.
nice set of heavyweights to end on, and as you know, some smaller, or maybe not to end on, but a nice set of hogs in here. Our class winner is 229 in front of me. I think a gilt here from a functionality standpoint. You got to appreciate feet and legs are all headed north and south and has some shape up high. Good center body, you know, kind of in its working clothes, but from just looking at that animal, I think has a lot of good things working for him. Young lady 234 is going to be in second, and one that's as big centered and stout-headed as any. Not quite as mobile and athletic as it needs to be, but I think that one offers a whole lot of positives here in this particular class. White hog over there is going to be in third, and one that's really long-sighted and has some shape and dimension up high. Just runs out a foot and bone in relation to the hogs directly ahead of her. But I think a nice kind of gilt there to be in third place. The Duroc goes in four. That's a long-sighted one that's got plenty of extension. He just simply needs more belly and flank, even as big as he is. 5 and 6, youngsters sure do a good job. Hogs that just need a little more center body fill and just a shot more internal rib if we could. Congratulations. Let's give those kids a great big hand.
Your Class 33 winner is Brooklyn Kling from Bartow Middle FFA. If you would, help me congratulate all 5 of these youngsters out here in our champion heavyweight drive. Really good set of hogs the whole way through, but we get them out here, and there's a man-child like there was a couple, 3 divisions ago out here within the group, and there's one that I think's extra special, extra salty. This young man here in front of me has got our champion. Congratulations to him. For reserve champion, I thought there was one that pushed our class winner relatively close, and we get them out here together, and I think that's an awfully good one that just simply got beat by a darn good one in class. The young lady that was second on the far side is going to be our reserve champion. Congratulations to her. Your Division 6 Grand Champion is Toby Price. All right, we are going to go right into the grand drive. We're going to wait just a minute to let the parents of those exhibitors that are in the grand drive go ahead and join us in the arena. But we are going to roll right into the grand drive. All right, in the grand drive, Division 1, we have Camden Herman. From Division 2, we have Ashlyn Carroll. Division 3, Alyssa Nieves. Division 4, Haley Stevens. Division 5, Max Keene. And Division 6, Toby Price.
If you would, let's put our hands together for the exhibitors out here again. Got a couple things to hit on before I crown our grand champion here today. The committee that put this entire thing on, they've obviously had the entire world has to deal with this corona situation, and they've made things change, work, and adapt. And the leadership in this county, everybody running herding boards, everybody back there helping getting them in, it all takes a team, and there's a tremendous team here in Polk County. Please give all these guys a big hand. Kids, you've done a phenomenal job, and there's a lot of different things a guy could be doing. A guy could have scrapped the pigs, left them sit at home, and forgot showing here during this corona situation, or you keep your head down, you keep working, and you get out here to the champion drive. And I'm thrilled with what you guys have done. No doubt my poker face is probably a little better with my mask on. We get them out here together. There's a 2-horse race. I talked them in class. I talked them in division. There's a pair of man-eaters out here that'll play anywhere in the country, and I think they're awfully good. Let's give them one more big round here. When you get to studying these things, I think they both got a whole lot of good things working in them, and then each one of them have one area where I'd like to tweak them. The Barra is one that I'd like to maybe just freshen up at his neck, just a nickel. The young lady's gilt in front of me. When you study her coming at you and going away, she's got a little east-west movement. That's getting critical on a big-time female, and so that's an awfully good pair. There's one here that hind leg, it travels so good, so uniquely, so big-footed, so much back shape and stoutness of skull. This is a darn good pair, but the one I like best today, young man here to my left.
Your grand champion is Toby Price.
For reserve champion, we dropped that reserve second place out behind our grand today, and I think that's an awfully good animal. But there's one that's just so unique, and you'd love to breed around. And when I seen her in division, I knew it was going to take a heater to beat her, and one actually happened to come. This is a heck of a good animal that never goes out of style. I absolutely love this pair that we've got here today, and I judge all over the country. We get this kind of pair. Usually we're in a Barra setting and a gilt setting. Both of them are hard to beat. The Barra wins today. That gilt right there is reserve grand. Congratulations to her.
Your reserve grand champion is Haley Stevens.
Ladies and gentlemen, can we have a round of applause for our judge? He has done a phenomenal job here today. We thank him coming. He came all the way from Indiana by way of Georgia today. He was in a show yesterday. So we still got. What is it? Oh, we got a third overall. He's still working. Go back to work, sir.
Third overall today is a gilt that I seen in division, and I thought she's awfully tough, and we just happen to have a couple big-time ones sitting within the group today. I think a third big-time one, a young man with the long hair on the far side, is going to be third. Fourth overall is one that just got beat by a darn good one today in class and division, but I think that one's silhouette, and you put her in a breeding situation. That one's big time good. That one's fourth overall. Congratulations to her. Fifth overall is one that's got as much top shape, squareness as any of them. Young lady 273's fifth overall. Congratulations to all these exhibitors. 5 darn good hit hogs here today.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes our market show. We will do the showmanship. We're going to move it up just a hair to 4:45 is the start of the showmanship. 4:45 to the start of the showmanship, ladies and gentlemen. So as we're going to get a few pictures, we're going to ask you to clear the arena. We are going to sanitize again before the show, but you don't have to leave right this second, but in a few minutes, we will ask you to clear the arena. Again, on behalf of the Polk County Youth Fair, we thank you. Everybody's been really good today.